Hey YouTube, we're gonna make a quick video tonight. You guys remember this number 3 p.m.? If you guys haven't seen it, it's one of our early startup videos. I'll put a link right up there. But we'll set this guy right over here out of the way. I had a friend of mine get a hold of me, Chris, in Arizona, and this is his engine. So what we're going to do is, well, this in here, well, our old one, it turns over nice and freely. It runs great. But his, well, it needs some work. So what we're going to do is tear into this guy. We'll make this a quick video, and well, we'll get back to that Engine More 6cc engine. Let's get going on this one so we can get this back to Chris. So, all right. Well, you see that it does turn all the way over, but it is stiff. Let's get this thing ripped apart, figure out what we got to do. Okay, well, we've got our, well, this base off of our wooden base, and don't pay any attention to that cat in the background. But it looks like this is just covered in oil, and we've covered that before. That, well, back in here, yeah, there can be oil on it, but up here on the hot side, no, you want to leave those things dry. If you're going to lubricate them, well, use powdered graphite. So let's get this cylinder off. We'll get our shutter here apart, and we're going to see how much schmoo we get out of the inside. Let me get this cylinder apart. All right, well, we've got our cylinder unbolted, and right away, you guys can see how, well, maybe there's just a coating of oil on all of this. And, well, our piston here, see how shiny that is? They should never be that shiny. I mean, this is just, yep, these engines don't like oil, especially in, you know, the cylinder. So, all right, well, let me get all this schmoo cleaned up. We're gonna go through and check everything else. Well, you can see that our mains are good, and we have very, very, very little play on our rod. So I think we're gonna be good. Chris, you're in luck, buddy. So, all right, let me get all this cleaned up. All right, well, we've got it all cleaned up. Sorry about that. We've resurfaced this face. We've cleaned the rest of it up, you know, cosmetically, and degreased everything. It's good and clean now. So, all right, we'll put this over to the side. We're gonna take a look at this, and can you guys see the shine right here? How much oil was dumped down in that cylinder? And once again, guys, these, you know, a Stirling engine or you know, a vacuum engine, flame gulper, they do not like oil inside the cylinder. So we gotta get our piston cleaned up. We're gonna check our valve timing. I mean, you know, with this one here, we can't really get it out of time because the cam is part of the crank. So, but this here does seem like it's riding closer to that side, and we'd like to see it running closer to the center of the cam. So we'll address that issue too. Let's get this all cleaned up too. All right, guys. Well, we're moving along pretty good through here. This is all cleaned up. There is no oil residue. Very shiny. It's possible this is a ceramic coated piston to help keep down on the friction. We do have this little groove here, and that will hold the powdered graphite. So, all right, well, we cleaned up our valve linkage here, and very free running, and we haven't even oiled this up yet. So I think this is going to be a fantastic, beautiful running engine. Let's start putting it back together. Okay, well, we've got our cylinder mounted. And I did address, well, the issue with the alignment back here. And there you go. Now it's riding nice and even on that bearing. It's not kicking off to that side. And, well, I know we don't have our shutter put back in here yet, but there. And we have yet to lubricate any of our cylinder with graphite. So I think it's going to be good. Let's go ahead and get our shutter spring and our shutter cleaned up, get it mounted back on, and see if it'll go plop, plop, plop when we roll it over. We're gonna, yeah, I think we're gonna leave this in here and let Chris be the first one to fire it back up. But, well, I don't know. Maybe we'll fire it up just to make sure. So, all right, let me get the rest of this put together. Guys, he's gonna have a great looking engine. We're gonna, well, we'll get it mounted back to the base. Maybe we'll make a new base. This in here's got a crack in it. And I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's right here. There's a crack. So we'll probably make a new base for it. And we'll get the burner mounted. Probably counterbore this. Put a magnet in there to hold the burner. And, well, I get that done. You guys will get to see that too. So, okay, guys. Well, you can see it's all back together. And we do have some compression. We still haven't lubricated it. We got it sitting right here. But, well, while I was doing the woodworking and waiting for the varnish and everything to dry, you know, it takes a couple days when you put 4 or 5 coats on and sand in between. But, yeah, we've got our base done for it here. So we'll set that right here out of the road. And while I was waiting for that, I went ahead and I milled into this base a 1-inch hole, and we're going to mount I don't know, one of those I don't know how to pronounce it, rare earth magnets. We're going to put it there to hold our burner into place. So we'll get some JB weld mixed up to keep that down in its place, and that way our burner doesn't vibrate and move around. So well, like I said before on these, the biggest problem that people will have with these is they will lubricate the cylinder in this shutter with oil. You don't want to do that. They'll just quit. I mean, they'll pick up speed for a second and slow down no matter how much heat you put in here, or even a regular Stirling engine. You lubricate the pistons and that's it. The whole thing's got to come apart, be degreased, cleaned up, and then you well, lubricate it with powdered graphite. So we'll make sure that this gets put in the box when we send it back to Chris, so he's got enough of it. So we'll just put a pile of it down in there. We'll get behind this valve, and it looks like we've ran it already, but you can see it puffing back out. So we'll get that worked into it. I'll show you guys this base. I'll set this out of the way. And yeah, this is a piece of oak. You can see it. It's nice and shiny. We did route the edges, and on the bottom, you know, we counterbored it so our screws don't stick out. We're going to put some rubber feet on the bottom of this because, well, just that's what we're going to do. So let me get that engine mounted on here, and we'll get that epoxied in there, or JB welded. And I think we're about done with this, guys. Once it's mounted, I guess we will go ahead and fill up our burner, which oh, here, right here. We got him a brand new burner, so he'll have that. And all right, well, let me get it mounted. All right, look at that, guys. So we're on a nice shiny new base that, well, yeah, I just put that graphite in there, and now we've got it all over this brand new base. So, but I'll show you guys the old one and as to why we changed it out. This in here is a little bit bigger, but here, you guys see that crack that's starting, and this one look kind of a little bit scummy, so I don't know. I think it looks better. We know it's made out of oak now. It's good solid base. So that's a whole lot better. Let's get some JB Weld mixed up and put that in here. We were going to use JB Weld, but then I thought about it, and well, this is all a machine surface. So if we have any ooze out or squeeze coming out of there, then we're going to have, well, it's going to be really obvious. So we just mixed up some regular 2-part adhesive, and we'll get our magnet set down in there. That way if it squeezes out, it'll dry clear. We won't have a big mess. There, that fit in there really well. So we'll let that cure out, and guys, I think we're about ready to start this up. I'll get some alcohol, we'll dump it in that burner, and well, I guess we are going to go ahead and give this thing a test fire. So see you in a second. Alright, well, we've given this some time to cure out. Let's get this new burner ripped open here, get some alcohol in this. We'll see what we've got. So there, brand new factory burner for an old engine. So look at that magnet, that thing works great. Nice. Alright, well, let's get some alcohol dumped in here, and for fuel we're just going to use denatured alcohol. So I'll get that in here, we'll get the burner placed, and we'll light it on fire. Okay, the burner's full. We'll let it sit there, let that brand new wick soak up. While it's doing that, we'll go through and we'll put a drop of oil or two on our mains and down here on our cam. And 1 drop down here and 1 on our connecting rod. This will put 1 on the front side of it too. There. Alright. That wick looks to be wet. So, oh yeah, we got it dripping off. We're good. I don't know if you guys can see that fire. Let me turn this light off. Can you see it burning? We blew it out. We'll light it up again. Let it give this a little bit of time to get warmed up. We've seen this in back here run. I've never seen this one run yet, so we'll pull it back here. Kind of set it up here so it can warm that cylinder up. So, well, Chris, hopefully you enjoy this, or you're excited by it. So, we got a good fire burn in there. We'll roll it over and see what happens. Blew it out again. We weren't in too big of a hurry. Or maybe I have it too close. That could be it too. Fussy. Well, we'll give it a little bit of time here to get warmed up. Alright, it's been a couple minutes here sitting warming up. That cylinder's barely warm. Look at how black my fingers got from that silly graphite. Well, I thought we had it, guys. One more try. There. picked up its speed. Alright guys, well, there you go. It runs. Chris, hopefully you enjoy your new engine. Hey, thanks again for watching, everybody. You guys are fantastic, and we'll see you in a day or two. We're going to get back on this hitting this engine. Thanks again.